Welcome to AI Insights for Leaders, turning buzz into business impact. In today's episode, I'll break down AI beyond buzzwords, explain the differences between narrow AI, generative AI, and agentic AI. Also, there is a subtle difference between agentic AI and AMP, AI agent. We'll touch upon that. And I'll give you a simple framework to identify where AI can truly create impact in your organization. By the end, you'll walk away with clear takeaways, including how to spot an AI opportunity and act on it. Let's start with narrow AI, because whether you realize it or not, this is the form of AI you and your business are probably already using today. Narrow AI is designed to do one specific task exceptionally well. It doesn't think broadly like a human and cannot generalize across domains. It's a specialist, not a generalist. Think of a world-class chess player. They can beat anyone at chess, but ask them to play poker or coach a football team, and they're completely useless. That's narrow AI. Brilliant at one job, useless outside that domain. Let's look at business examples in retail. Inventory optimization. Predictive models automatically recommend stock replenishment across hundreds of stores. Fraud detection. Detects suspicious transactions or returns in real time. Customer recommendations. Suggest products to shoppers based on purchase history. A 2022 McKinsey survey found that over 50% of companies have adopted at least one AI capability, and most of these are narrow AI use cases. Gartner highlights narrow AI as the most mature and reliable AI on their annual hype cycle. Leaders can deploy it today with confidence. The leadership. Takeaways here. Automate one repetitive operational task in your retail business. Start small, monitor accuracy, measure ROI, scale gradually, and implement governance. So that's narrow AI. Powerful, practical, and already working quietly behind the scenes in most industries. Next, let's move to generative AI, the form of AI that's grabbing headlines today because it can actually create content. If narrow AI is like a specialist, then generative AI is more like a creative partner. This is the type of AI that has captured global attention over the past 2 years, because unlike traditional AI, it doesn't just analyze data, it actually generates new content. Think about what that means. Generative AI can write text, draft code, design images, compose music, and even create videos. Tools like ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, and Midjourney are all examples of generative AI in action. GitHub Copilot. Developers use it to autocomplete entire functions, accelerate software delivery, and reduce repetitive coding. Jasper. Marketing teams use it to generate first drafts of blog posts, ad copy, and campaign ideas at scale. In Adobe Firefly, creative teams use it to design images and artwork, dramatically speeding up design iterations. Now, here's the important distinction for leaders. Generative AI is built on large language models and other deep learning techniques trained on massive data sets. Instead of just classifying or predicting, these models can create outputs that feel original. And this isn't just hype. According to a 2023 McKinsey report, generative AI could add between 2.6 trillion and 4.4 trillion in value annually across industries. Gartner also notes that generative AI has crossed into the peak of inflated expectations on their hype cycle, which means adoption is exploding, but organizations need discipline to avoid chasing shiny objects without ROI. So, how should you as a leader think about generative AI? Here are 3 lenses. 1. Creativity at scale. Generative AI can turbocharge your teams by automating first drafts, whether it's code, content, or design. It doesn't replace human judgment, but it accelerates it. 2. Democratization of capability. Empowers non-technical employees to contribute by using AI tools like ChatGPT or Jasper to solve problems. That lowers barriers and empowers more people in your organization to contribute creatively. 3. Governance and AMP. Risk. Unlike narrow AI, generative AI introduces new risks: bias, hallucinations, data leakage, and IP concerns. Leaders must build guardrails as fast as they build use cases. The big takeaway here is that generative AI is not a silver bullet, but it is a force multiplier. The companies that win with it will be the ones that pair experimentation with strong governance and focus on high-value use cases. So, if narrow AI is the proven workhorse, generative AI is the new frontier, full of potential, but also full of challenges. In the next part, we will talk about Agentic AI, systems that don't just create but also act, plan, and make decisions on their own. Now that we've explored narrow and generative AI, let's talk about Agentic AI. AI that doesn't just analyze or generate content, but can act, plan, and make decisions autonomously. Before we jump into examples, it's helpful to distinguish between two terms that often get confused: AI agents and Agentic AI. Understanding the difference makes it easier to grasp why Agentic AI is strategically valuable. Think of AI agents like employees in your organization. Some employees follow a strict checklist. They do one task really well, but only what they're told. That's most AI agents today. They perform specific actions when prompted. Agentic AI, on the other hand, is like a senior manager. It can see the bigger picture, plan tasks, make recommendations, and take initiative toward achieving a goal, all while keeping you in the loop for critical decisions. In short, all Agentic AI are AI agents, but not all AI agents are agentic. Now that it's clarified how Agentic AI differs from standard AI agents, let's see, what does this Agentic AI mean in practice for a leader? Let's look at a real-world example in a retail setting. Imagine you're a data analytics leader at a retail chain. Your team builds and maintains data pipelines and AI systems that drive key business decisions, from inventory optimization to dynamic pricing. Monitoring these systems, integrating datasets, and ensuring insights are actionable takes time. Now, an Agentic AI system monitors the data, executes models autonomously, and recommends actionable insights, like which products to restock, how to adjust pricing, or optimize promotions, alerting your team only when human oversight is needed. Suddenly, your team is freed from constantly babysitting workflows, allowing you to focus on scaling AI capabilities, designing new data solutions, and driving strategic initiatives. It's like having a trusted assistant managing routine data operations. It can coordinate multiple datasets and functions to recommend dynamic pricing across stores, like a conductor leading an orchestra to create a perfect performance. Let's talk about the emerging risks. Autonomous decisions introduce bias, compliance, and ethical risks. Think of Agentic AI as a powerful tool, highly effective if managed well, potentially risky if left unchecked. Gartner: early pilots show faster, more consistent decision-making. McKinsey: early adopters reduce time to decision by 30 to 40% in certain processes. Leadership: takeaways here are: let Agentic AI make operational recommendations, not final decisions, in areas like dynamic pricing or demand forecasting. Start small, monitor results, measure ROI, and scale gradually while implementing governance and oversight. So, if narrow AI is your reliable specialist and generative AI is your creative partner, Agentic AI is the emerging autonomous decision maker. Together, these three forms define the AI landscape leaders must understand today. In our next episode, we'll discuss how to identify high-impact AI opportunities in your organization and run pilot projects that deliver measurable results. Now that we understand narrow, generative, and Agentic AI, the next question is, where should leaders actually invest? Many leaders see AI in headlines and feel the pressure to implement everywhere. But reality is, AI delivers the most value when three things align. You have data. 2, the task is repeatable. 3, automation or augmentation can cut costs or improve speed quality. For example, high value, automating customer support with chatbots, reduces costs and improves response times. Hype trap, buying AI art generators for a retail team that doesn't create visual content. Fun, but no business impact. So, how do I actually decide where to invest in AI? Here's a simple, practical framework leaders can use to evaluate opportunities before greenlighting any AI initiative. The three-question framework for leaders. Run any AI initiative through these three questions. 1. Relevance. Does this solve a business-critical problem? 2. Feasibility. Do we have the right data and infrastructure? 3. Value. Is the ROI measurable in savings, revenue, or customer experience? For example, if customer service costs are high, an AI chatbot scores well across all three. High relevance, feasible if you have chat logs, and clear ROI from faster responses and reduced staffing costs. This framework helps leaders avoid hype-driven projects and focus on measurable impact. What are the actionable takeaways here? And pick one business area where inefficiency or cost is high. Think AI application, narrow, generative, or agentic. Don't aim for massive transformation immediately. Launch a small pilot or proof of concept. Measure ROI and scalability before expanding. We'll always start with relevance, feasibility, and value. To quickly recap today's episode, AI isn't just one thing. It comes in three flavors: narrow, generative, and agentic. Look for opportunities where your data, repeatable processes, and business value all align. And remember, start small. Focus on one business problem, run a pilot, measure the results, and scale gradually. With this approach, leaders can confidently invest in AI, deliver measurable impact, and avoid hype traps. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next episode for more AI insights for leaders.